This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to Beginners Academy. Field Day is coming up on June 24th, 25th. And FT8 and FT4 is a mode you can use for Field Day. But there's some configuration you'll need to do. So Chris, VA3ECO, has volunteered to fill us in on that. So take it away, Chris.
Okay, so I'm going to do a share screen and pick the right one. I don't think I need audio at this time. Okay, so here we are. You guys are hopefully looking at my screen. Bob was just there. I'm down at 14.068 so that we can do this demo in private. If we're up at 14.074 with the rest of the gang, it would get pretty complicated in a hurry. So we're kind of hiding down here below the typical FT8 frequency. On field day, you would be up at 14.074 on FT8, or I think it's 14.078 if you're on FT4. We'll talk about that in a moment too. But right now I'm running plain Jane FT8. So I'm going to put out a CQ here, and you can see it in the yellow. Or actually, no, I'm responding to Bob is what I am. So that's okay too. And Bob, are you still on? You could reply to me if you want. I was going to run with Jim, but you can work with you too.
Yeah,
So,
I was setting up the field day thing.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to set up for field day yet. I'm just going to do a plain Jane one first to show the difference. So there's Bob just came up under the green. So green is the receive side and red is the transmit side on all WSJT software. And that's Bob clicked in about halfway through the 15-second period, so I didn't get a decode on him, but I will on the next go around. See, there he is again. Bob's transmitting. And we are on 15 meters and we are 1,417 miles apart. So that's the typical exchange, which I think a lot of people are familiar with. It started out with a CQ that was before Greg started the recording process. And then I responded to Bob with a -01, and he responded to me +11. I go RRR. And then he can send me an RR73, or he can send me a 73, his choice. So there you go. Oh, and there's Jim coming in too. So to pick up Jim, I'll double click that. This is the WSJT logger that popped up in the corner here. I say, okay, bang, that's in the log. The WSJT log. We'll talk about logging in a bit more. And here comes Jim now, K4LIX.
I didn't see you answer me.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm
I forgot to hit this. That's why.
I think I'm in field day mode there.
I'm in no brain mode is what mode I'm in.
We got a I'm showing a 9A3 GDR. We're waking up somebody.
Uh-oh. I thought we'd be private
How come
down
I
here.
didn't see? Thought I was in field day mode. How come I didn't do that? What's going on here?
I am not in field day mode, and I will be in a moment. We're going to repeat
I
this.
thought I was. Let me go back over here and see. Well,
Is it possibly because I wasn't that yours didn't follow suit? I don't know. If you're in
know.
field day mode, you will have a red bar right down lower center here,
yeah,
Jim.
Okay.
That'll say field day.
It says that mode is invalid. Maybe it knows that we can't go there yet.
Oh,
can you go? See if you can go to field.
No,
it won't let me go.
No, you can do it.
I think we can do it.
Well, I would like to.
Well, let's run this mode. Okay, there we're finished.
It says invalid contest exchange.
Well, we'll try it again. So this is Jim's log up in the corner here. So
I didn't put anything under there. What do we have to put? What are we, like 1A or something like that?
Yes, you got. We'll be doing that now.
Okay.
Okay. So
exchange is the NFL. I didn't have anything there.
I'm going to clear this out.
I'm sorry, it was my fault. I didn't have.
That's all right. KO4YZI, is that one of us or is that somebody else?
Yeah, that's Jim.
Okay. Let's hold off on that for now. let's look at field day mode now. So it's under file, everything's under file settings. Well, not everything, but most things are under file settings. So file, settings, way over on the right here. So it'll usually come up in general. Then you go way over to the right to advanced. Halfway down the page is special operating activity. So these are for contests or field day. If you're working in the upper frequencies, VHF stuff, they'll quite often want you to do a contest mode even when it's not a contest, because it speeds up the exchange. It drops one of the exchanges needed. So it makes it quicker. Anyhow, we're actually doing a true contest / field day. So we click on this box here, and these are all grayed out. I click on a box and then bang, I've got all these options. Foxhound is something we should talk about someday, and that is a DX station can go into a Foxhound mode and very efficiently work a whole bunch of people that want to work them. So we'll talk about that some other day. ARRL Field Day is what we're after right here. And once we click that, I've already punched in my stuff, but this is where Jim and Bob, you'll have to put in your 1H, or perhaps, what are the letters? I forget, Greg.
Oh,
D.
A, B, C, D. Home is D.
Yeah, home is D. So you would be,
Yeah.
if you're at home, 1D, and I'm in Ontario North, Oscar, November. So you guys will be 1D NFL, North Florida. And then, now what is this?
It still won't let me change.
This is for FT Roundup. So it won't let you put in 1D NFL?
I did. I put in 1D. I cannot put in NFL. It'll only take 2 characters.
Hang on.
Oh, you know what? That's for the Russian thing. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Put in 1D space NFL.
Right. Should work.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, and don't forget, when it's all said and done, don't
Well-
forget OK at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you're
Okay.
if your window is down like this,
It took it that time.
you're
Oh,
gonna
that's
forget.
my
Yeah.
fault. It's my
So-
fault.
Okay.
It's supposed to add it's supposed to add field day to CQ.
Right.
Let's see if
Now-
it does.
It
In
did.
in the lower center, just hang on a sec, Jim. I'll cover a few things and then we'll
Yeah, it
we'll go
did.
through this.
Okay. It put the
Yeah.
FD there.
In the lower center, you'll see a red field day come up, and
Yeah,
that shows you
field
you've
day,
done
it
something
says.
right.
I
Now,
see it.
another thing that'll pop up is a Cabrillo log, contest log. If you've not done any contest logging, you may not get this right away until you make your first call. I'm not sure, but I've got a contest log going from back in September of last year, and it looks like some contacts in January. So that comes up automatically. And for field day, you'd want to clear that out to start fresh for field day, so that whoever's doing your logging, you can give them a copy of this from your computer, and they can add it to the people who work in CW and the people working phone, and then amalgamate them together. So this log here is all kind of mix up, and I don't want it. So I'm going to close it. And here's something cool. Under File, you've got Reset your Cabrillo log. So that's your Cabrillo log, which is basically just a text log that's got a few header items in it. And you reset it. And are you sure you want to erase your contest log? Yes, I do. And now it's gone.
Somebody just answered me.
Okay.
W1AW0 just answered my field day call.
Now, here's the problem. Because we were playing around with the log, it automatically jumped us back to 14.074.
I know. I just figured that out. And W1AW's got me.
Yeah, so Jim got caught.
What you got,
So
Frank?
let's go to, I'm typing in 14.
I'm trying to get on Zoom and not getting in.
Okay, hold on. Hey, Greg, can you let Frank in? He's trying to check in.
Yep.
Okay, he's gonna get you. We're not gonna be able to do that. It keeps going back to 074 and there.
So to
He's
punch
answered me
in,
3 times now. He's answered me 3 times now.
okay. Well, he's gonna be mixed up.
Sorry about it. He thinks field day started. He wants to get his contact on.
Yeah. I should have warned you that up front, Frank. Or
How do we fix the
Jim.
frequency?
you- what you do is you highlight 20M and you type in 14.068 and then hit enter, and then that'll pop up in the black box right here.
You do what now?
You see where it says 20M for 20 meters?
No, I don't.
Are you looking at my screen right now?
Okay, well, yeah, I'm looking.
You see where it's blue right here?
I do.
So you make that blue, and then you go to your keyboard and you go
How do you make it blue?
14.068 on your keyboard.
How do you make it blue?
Oh, you just highlight it. You
Oh, I got it.
you click and just drag across like you're going to copy paste it. Let's say
Okay, then what do I do with it?
14.068.
I type it right on top of that.
Yeah, just right on top. It'll overwrite it, and then when you go enter, that frequency will pop into this black box.
What's in there? The green thing? Or just
Enter
the
on your keyboard.
Enter on my keyboard. Oh yeah, it went to 068. Okay.
There
Will
you
it
go.
stay there now?
And that's handy, you guys, if you're working FT8 and the band's getting crowded at 14.074, you can slide on up to 14.076 by doing just what we did. I'm going to do it again here. I'm going to go 14.076. And now everyone is down at 14.074, but we're just off the end of it. And there's still some
Oh, yeah.
people up here. See, look at that.
Yeah. Right.
And you can, if it's really getting crowded on a contest or a field day, you can start working up at 076 or something and get, a little bit of clear air. So that's a neat trick to, there's no law saying you have to be at 14.074.
Hey, Chris, I got a question on your config
Sure.
setting under special operating activity.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the checkbox in front of CQ with individual contest name? No, you do not. Okay.
Okay. No, that's a new feature that came out with the last 2.6.1 or whatever, 2.6.0. I don't exactly know what it is, but it's
Okay.
Oh, I know what it is. If you click that box and said that it was ARRL Field Day, it'll say CQ Field Day.
Yeah. Can you see mine on there?
No.
Anybody copying me?
Yes. Okay, there we go. Because you checked that box, did you?
Yeah. I said put field day in my CQ.
Okay, so that's not a bad suggestion.
You have to type on
Well,
there what you want.
it-
You can put whatever you want in there.
I believe
But
it
that did-
automatically went in there for you, Chris. It was already there.
Yeah.
I had to put it in mine. It wasn't, it was
Okay.
blank.
Okay,
But-
now I said okay again. It's jumped me back to 14.074. Thank you very much. Oops. Let's get back to 14.068 where you guys are. Sorry that it's jumping around so much. I don't know how we disable that. But... Okay, now I'm back to 14.068 where you guys are. Let's clear out all these crazy guys. Now I want to point out my Kerbillo file, contest log, in other words, is now empty. And I see Jim had called CQ, so I'm going to click on him. And I'm going to go enable TX, and we'll do a field day exchange here, Jim.
So I don't need to click hold transmit frequency then.
No,
I can if I want to, but I don't.
yes, you can jump to mine. If you're in field day, I would have hold transmit frequency on, and I would stay in one place.
Yeah, right.
If you're working a guy that you really want and you're having troubles with him, then I would click this up arrow and jump to his frequency until you work him, because he's probably in a clear frequency for himself, and so that he could hear you. But when you're done him, move away from his frequency. It's
Yeah,
bad etiquette to jump to his frequency and stay there, start calling
Right.
CPU on his frequency. That's
right.
kind of a no-no. So Jim, are you copying me at all?
yeah, I'm answering you.
Okay,
You should get it as soon as we get synchronized here. Let's see, I'm
yeah.
you're minus 0.3, so that's pretty close.
Yeah.
Hey, there's another guy called, there's a KO4 calling CQ field day. That's one of us, I think.
Yeah, that's one
He's
of
a
us.
0.0. Oh, that's good. He's a 0.0, and so is AG4JO. Okay. all
So
right.
here's the exchange from him. It's Roger, and then instead of a report of strength, he's giving me 1 Delta North Florida. So that's what going into the field day mode did. It changed this part of his message. And it also changed this part of my message too. And then we're
Well, I
73.
think-
Now here's a funny thing on FT8 is it doesn't send the 73 unless you go this way. You got to select the 73 and then re-enable the transmit. Now, if you're confident that they heard you, you can scratch that. But
Well,
if
you
it
sent
was,
3 R's.
yeah, 3 R's makes it. But the thing is, we don't know that they really got it. So if it's a weak signal, you might want to send your 73 after his 73.
Why didn't you send RR73? Do you not have that turned on?
I do not have that turned on.
Well,
No.
then it would have sent RR73.
Yeah, but
That
same
would have been the
thing.
end of it.
It's a one-way thing. Do I know you really got it for sure?
Well, then I would answer you with a plain 73.
Yeah, I guess that would work too. So
That's-
it's 6 of
that's
one,
what I-
half of the other. Anyhow, that's it. Now I'm going to log this QSO now in my little WDI or WSJT logger. Okay. And there it is. K4LIX. And I sent him this. Let's make this full scale. And I received this. So that's the Cabrillo log is now starting. As this rolls along, you could have 100 in here if you've got a really good field day going. So let's, before we leave this screen here and talk about logging, let's quickly do FT4. Jim, we'll do it on the same frequency, okay?
Gotcha. No, it
So-
changed it to 080.
We'll go mode,
Okay, I'll go back.
FT4. It's gonna automatically go to 080. Yeah, that's where FT4 is.
All right, I put it back to 068.
Now let's go back to 068
I don't know if it's gonna stay there, but that's where I put it.
and clear out. Here is a erase. It gets rid of all the riffraff. And I'm
Okay.
gonna erase the other stuff too, so that it makes it less confusing for the
You
guys to
should have
watch.
got me by now.
And here he is. So I click on his call sign, hit enable, and I'm talking back to him. Now, here's the difference. This is half the time, 7.5 seconds instead of 15 seconds.
Goes fast.
Turnaround. Look at the lines up here on the bar display. Look how close they are. There, we're done already.
Let's see if I
Well,
send
Chris,
73 now. Yeah, you send I I follow automatically with 73. I'll follow that automatically.
the
Okay.
TX even first box,
Oh,
I
that-
guess I'm in
that-
the habit of using that, but
You don't have to.
On,
I
F-
guess you don't have to, but what do you
on
have to say
FT8
about
and
that?
on FT8 and FT4, it's kind of not really done very much. On Meteor Scatter, it's more an east-west thing. On FT8, I guess technically speaking, the first person is in the east and the second person is in the west.
So do I
And
need to worry
meteor
about
scatter,
that checkbox?
I would say on field day, no. I think on
Okay.
FT8, it's helter skelter and
I would
People
leave
do
it
what they
off.
want.
Yeah, I would leave
Yeah.
it off.
yeah. Well, you would pick whatever you want. And what I'll often do is I'll do CQ and get all the fish that I can catch. And then I'll switch over here to the other one. This is your first or your second.
Yeah,
And then I'll do
because
CQs again and see if I get some more fish.
you're missing half of the people. Whichever
Yeah.
one you select, you're missing the other half.
Exactly. So if they're all staying even, you're not getting them unless you flip over to the other one. And I'll go back and forth every 15, 20 minutes or so and see what other people I can get. So now, having said that, if you guys get into Meteor Scatter, it's a little different and it's the opposite. West is first. The Eastern station is the second or odd. And so it's the opposite of FT8.
Hey, Chris, I just saw something on your signal. You sent a little lowercase a2. What does that mean?
That means it wasn't fully decoded and
Oh, okay.
the algorithm guessed at least at some part of it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But there's an A at the end.
I don't
You've
think I've
got
ever
advanced
seen that.
decoding set and it's
I've never
just
seen
telling
that.
you that
Yeah.
it might be wrong, but it's usually pretty close.
I've never seen that before.
Where did you see that on my screen?
It's right after ONN. It says ONN space A2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
So KO4YZI, who is that?
Jim.
That's who?
Jim.
The other
That's-
Jim?
Jim
Oh,
Nelson.
the other Jim. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to him, and then we'll look at these Cabrillos, and then we'll be done. I'm not getting them now.
Oh, the 3 towns.
Yeah, Jim, I'm responding to you.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm coming back.
I don't
Okay.
see it. Oh, I do see it over there. Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong frequency. That's why I can't see it.
Anytime you change something, it defaults back
I
the-
see. Oh, yeah, yeah.
to the
okay.
default frequency, and in this case, it'd be 080.
Right, right.
And Jim, I seem to have lost you.
Are
Are you still on 14068, Jim Nelson?
Yes.
Oh, it's funny. I was reading you pretty strong before. I had you at +4 dB.
Well, could it be the even thing?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I was playing with that. Thank you, Greg. Okay.
I got somebody else answering me too. I don't know who he is.
Okay, Greg was right. I switched from odd to even, and that screwed us up, Jim. That was my error. So now we should be working here. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. You need me
Thank
to
you.
respond
Thank
again?
you for that, Greg. Yeah, I see a signal up on the high area there.
Yeah, I need to stop replying to this other idiot.
ZL4.
One down on 600 or 590 or 550. Who is that down on 550? That's ZL4.
Yep.
ZL4 is calling you.
Someone did.
ZL4 is that you better catch him.
That's New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah, ZL, yeah. He wants to know is you guys started field day already? Go back and if we can
Well-
talk to him and say, yeah, it's gonna
Wait,
field day's
yeah.
gonna last a
There
week.
you go. You get another one.
I've been to New Zealand, and I got to say they're very confused with that Dateline thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Saturday over here.
He's blowing me up over here.
They probably think it's the end of June here, and we're
It's
on real
coming in
field
at
day.
+6 over here.
Okay, well, I'll let you go work New Zealand. I've got you in the log. So, so I'm just going to talk a little about a Cabrillo log. Okay, so we've got, so this would be a dupe here because it's the same band, and it's K4LIX and K4LIX again. So that would be illegal. And we talked about earlier about how to check for dupes. There's a paper method of doing it. There's importing it into a spreadsheet and doing a sort by call sign, another way of doing it. Whatever way you do it, this would be flagged as a dupe. And then we've also got the other Jim here. So we've got theoretically 3 QSOs, okay? So I'm going to minimize this log here. And what do we do with that log? So we go File, and it's got Export Cabrillo Log. So I'll go Export. And this is where you type in all your station information. Because a Cabrillo log has got the QSOs, and it's also got the data about you. And this is where you put your data. So Northern Ontario, this was set up for last year, 2022. So I'll change that to 3. Single op, 1 transmitter, low power. Now, low power is up to 100 watts. Greg, is there a high power now? I think they did away with that, didn't they?
No, there is. A station 1A can go up to 600 watts, which is very surprising.
Oh, okay, so really, now Winterfield Day, they did away with it though, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Non-assisted, I don't quite understand that, so I'm not using any. Greg, can you elaborate on assisted or non-assisted?
I don't know that it makes a difference in this contest.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think it's supposed to be non-assisted, right?
I don't think that's even mentioned in the rules that I'm
Yeah.
aware of.
You know, you can do the math on all your contacts and put your claim score in here, or you can do it after the fact. One operator, my name, my address. Now you hit save. And there you go. Let's save this to, let's put it to the desktop, let's say. Can I get there?
Or the left side. There you
Yeah,
go, it's right
that's,
there.
you're right. That's better. And we'll call this, field day test. And I hit save. Now that did not erase the Cabrillo log, but it saved it. And now I'm going to drag that little folder there and open it. So the Cabrillo log is just a text log. I've got them set. The first time you go look at one, it's going to say, "Hey, what do you want to look at this with?" I use Notepad or WordPad or Microsoft Word or whatever your favorite text editing software is. Use that to look at it, and then from then on, it'll associate that software. I use Notepad because it's on all Windows computers. It's simple, and that is the Cabrillo log. It's just a text file. So this is our QSOs, digital, and so on and so forth, K4LIX, and NDFL. Whoever is compiling all of your, let's say for the EOC guys, someone will probably be doing the log compilation. The digital person would give this to whoever that is. Who would that be, Greg? Do you know who might be doing this?
No,
Okay.
Every-
It might turn out to be,
but they will decide.
someone will decide. Or
Yeah.
if all else fails, send it to Greg and he can do it. Any questions on all that? That's kind of a totally unprepared presentation, guys. Sorry it was all over the place, but that's what you end up with. Oh, I should mention one thing. Jim Nelson came in as a blue. K4LIX, Jim came in as green. You guys probably know this already, but if you don't, when you're running FT8, if you worked the guy on the band before, he comes in as green, and otherwise he comes in as blue. And now you can change those colors on your computer. It might be different. I think these are the defaults though. Very handy. You can see if someone's calling CQ, if he's coming up green, you've already worked him. But if he's coming up blue, you have not worked him before. So that's kind of a handy feature in WSJT. And that is generated.
You might not have worked him on field day though.
Right. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. So you want to start with a fresh WSJT log. So you would open your log directory and you would find your WSJT log, which is here, and you would rename it to something else. And then go in there. So yeah, that's a good point. If you're using the same computer that you regularly use, you might have worked them a year ago or something like that. So it's just an option for figuring out who you've worked or not. Or you can use a separate software, tie it into, Greg, you use that N4, what is it?
N3FJP.
N3FJP. You can tie this software into that. I'm not going to get into how to do that because I don't really know.
Yeah, that could also throw you off because if you work somebody on one band and they showed up on another band, it would still be green again.
Well,
now, yes, that's true too.
I don't know.
On the band, it'll go back to blue, I think, if it's a different band.
No, it won't.
No,
Yes, it will.
It's call specific, not band specific.
Well, someone in the Dothan Club mentioned that you could do something with JT Alert.
Yeah.
And it will tell you if you need somebody or not. But I don't know the details of that. So
this is JT Spot Collector. JT Alert is similar, and there's different ways to do it.
yeah.
You can tie it into a contest logger like N1MM or N3, the one that Greg mentioned. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm just saying that
Well-
it is, you can do it with just the WSJT, or you can write it down on a piece of paper and keep an eye on it. That always works. Any questions about this confusing thing?
Well, I've got a question. Well, field day is such a huge event and FT8 is so popular. Does it ever just get saturated?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And that's typically, in fact, if we go to 20 meters right now, and it's not even
It's
field
already
day,
saturated.
and this is FT4, which hardly anyone uses. Look at my thing there.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Well,
come field day, this will be wall to wall red signals. And this is
Get
where,
back on FT8.
yeah,
That's not FT4. That's
oh,
FT8.
you're right. I'm on FT8. You're right. Let's go to FT4 and see what we got. Yeah, it's not nearly so crowded. You're right. That was FT8. But yeah, it'll get really saturated. And come field day, one trick is to move up to a higher band if you've got the antenna for it. The other thing is to offset up a little above 14.074, like I said, 14.076, let's say,
yeah.
and then start working up a little bit higher.
Actually, you're going lower. If you're on upper sideband, you want to go down. You want to go to 7.2.
Well, that's an
Will
option
move you
too.
up. Well, that'll move you up 2,000. This is gonna move you.
No, on
down
upper
2,000.
sideband, up is up, I think. Like we're at 14.076, so let's say I'm at 1,000, so I'm actually, here, I'll move my transmit to there. That would be actually transmitting at 14.077 if I was on
No,
1,000
No,
plus
you got it backwards.
14.076.
You got it backwards. You got it backwards.
Are you sure? No, that's right on upper sideband.
No, it's not.
Are
No.
you sure?
If you go up, their signal's gonna go down. Their
Well-
signal's not gonna change. If you move above them, it's gonna appear to you that they went down and they're.
Oh,
they're up.
yes. They, and you can see that they're down below me right now. I went to 14.076. And they are
They're not
now-
even there at all. You moved them 1,000 out of the band.
Yes, I
They
moved
can't
them
go
down.
that low.
But
You got
even
that minus 1,000, they can't go that low.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if I go to 14.076, all that crowd that was at 14.074, I've just got the top end of them down here now. And I've got all this area up here that I could work.
Chris, can I point something out?
Yeah, but
Sure.
do you know what that area is? That your filter's not even gonna work that high. You're gonna be out of your audio bandpass.
No,
No, I've changed my radio. My radio's dial frequency is 14.076. Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
If I don't know if I'm looking at it correctly, but on the bottom, there's a purple box that says FT8. Did it automatically go back there or were you trying to FT4?
I
I'm
was
looking at it
FT8 and
correctly.
I jumped back. I was FT4 and I jumped back to FT8.
Oh, okay. I thought you were staying
Yeah.
on 4. Never disregard. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I thought we'd switch over to 8. Sorry, I should have been clear on that. So here is FT8. If I just hit FT8 button there, and this is something that new WSJT's got is fast buttons here instead of going mode and then calling it up. So now the radio is at 14.074 on dial.
Okay,
And right here, if I transmitted, I'd be at 14.074 plus 1,000. So I'd be at 14.075.
right.
Right? And there's people right on up here. So if I wanted to get a less congested area, I go 14.076. Oh, missed my 4. And then enter. Now I've jumped up to 14.076. I'm still at 1,000. But my dial frequency on my radio is now 076. So if I transmit right now, I'm actually at 14.077. And it's quieter, there's less people here. So that's one option. Or like I said, another option is just to go up in the band entirely. If you've got 21 meters.
Yeah, but you
If
know
it's-
where they're gonna be? They're not gonna see you up there that high. They're already at 1,000.
Oh, I see what
You
you're
added
saying.
2 more to it.
Yes, but
Well,
there
you're gonna
be,
Yeah,
See you at 3,000.
but there'll be
Yes.
more savvy operators that will go up.
yes, there will be a few doing what I'm doing, trust me.
Nobody
come
will
field-
go to 3,000. You don't see anybody at 3,000, do you?
Not
Oh,
now, but
on
field
field
day.
day, there will be people up at 4,000, Jim. They're gonna be,
How wide a filter do you have?
but the thing is that they'll have their radio up frequency too. Like people are gonna start moving on up when it gets, wall to wall people, they're gonna slide on up too. There will be other people doing the same trick up at 14,076
You
or
have a
77.
3,000 filter. And you go beyond 3,000, you're at the bottom of the bell on the flat part. I mean, yeah, there's a signal there, but it ain't much.
Yeah, but I'm not
Well, his
doing it.
filter's moving when he changes the radio frequency.
Yeah, Jim, I don't think you're following. My dial frequency has gone up too. So I'm right in the center of my pass
Now,
band.
I'm not thinking about you. I'm thinking about them.
Yes, but
They're
they'll
gonna be up on the flat part of the bell on the
right,
side,
right.
and they're not even gonna see you.
You're
Well-
right. The people at 14,074, it'll be seriously attenuated, but there'll be other
You're-
people.
You're
There'll
not.
be other people that'll be dialing up to
Oh,
14,076.
that's
I
true.
guarantee it.
That's right. You're right. You're creating a new band is what you're doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and there will be lots of people doing it. Like come field day, it's going to get so full.
Oh,
There'll
yeah,
be
they'll
people up
everywhere.
there.
They'll be everywhere.
On day-to-day operating, you're correct, but on field day, there'll be some people high, there'll be some people low. They're going to spread
I
out.
think I'm
'cause-
gonna come on there with RTTY and see what happens.
Well, there'll be good action there too.
Well,
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
come on with PSK 63.
So you saw how crowded 20 meters was. I just went to 15 and
Oh, yeah.
much less crowded. So that's another option. If you've got the antenna for it, go up a band and let's see what we've got at 28,074.
I got 6 ham sticks out there in the backyard.
There you go. And don't forget 6 meters too. If things are wide open,
Yeah, it was open the other day.
a lot of
I
80
got
meter
it open.
dipoles will tune 6 meters nicely.
I got a 6-meter ham stick that works real good.
Yeah. So that's an option too. Anyhow, anyone else got anything that confused the heck out of everybody? Well, that's it for me, Greg.
yeah, well, it's good to know because if you use the standard setup, then you wouldn't get anybody
Yeah.
successfully anyway.
Yeah, you can plug away even in crowded band and you may luck out, but it gets pretty
Well,
crazy.
I mean, if you don't have the exchange in there.
Oh yeah, you need your exchange.
All right, Chris. Well, I really appreciate the info and we'll drop this on YouTube so it'll be available for others and if you want to watch it again.